I'm going to speak very, very briefly because we are really running out of time. We have heard a lot about Pakistan today from very eminent panelists. So I'm going to comment not about the sort of higher constitutional decisions, which we have heard in detail about, but the mundane, the everyday decisions where there are conflicts and which present problems for legal practitioners like me. So when I say that as a lawyer, my job is to advise my clients, and the problem that I have with conflicting judicial decisions is that I cannot function in that job because I am not able to advise my clients. As Salahuddin said,
published as well. Currently working at the AIG prisons at the Home Department of the Government of Sindh. He is responsible for a wide variety of changes within the prison systems, which we're very anxious and looking forward to hearing today. Dr. Kadir would like to welcome you to the panel. And last, I'd like to invite Mr. Javed Mahmood, who has worked as the Office of the United Nations of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Geneva since 2008. He is the Human Rights Officer lead of the implementation of the UN Commission position on incarceration. He also advises on drug policy and human rights. He represents the OHCHR, the UN Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice in Vienna. He is also a member of the UN Task Force on Drug-Related Matters.
So when people can't even be certain of their status, that is a system of chaos. It is not a judicial system. So, for example, in the High Court, we have judgments where the judges have said, and it's even in the Supreme Court, that for a woman to be divorced, she must have had notice that her husband has petitioned or, whatever, applied for divorce. Because obviously you cannot be divorced if you don't have notice. So I'll say, well, I don't know what my status is.
To the stage.
But somebody comes and says to me, well, actually, you're divorced. So that judgment makes absolute sense. But another judge comes along and says, no, this is against Islamic rules, and you do not have to notify your wife that you are divorcing her. So you can just divorce her in secret, and then she will find out that she's divorced. So if I can't even advise someone about this status, then that is really chaos. So these cases have cropped up, for example, in cases of inheritance, where what has happened is that a wife says, well, my husband has died, and therefore I inherit some of his property as per the rules. And the family members say, well, actually he divorced you, but in secret. So you can't inherit everything, so get lost. And one judge says, well, this is wrong. And she does inherit something. Even if he has divorced her, he had to notify her. Without notification, she's not divorced. But then another judge comes along and says, well, this is against Islamic rules. So she is divorced, even if she didn't know about it. So she doesn't inherit anything. So these are judgments in family law, which I think create a lot of problem for lawyers. We have other judgments, for example, in child abduction cases, where the Supreme Court says, where a child is abducted, he or she, that child has to be returned to the country of habitual residence. But then the High Court comes along and says, well, no, I think that if the father gets a guardianship order for this child, then we can make that decision. So it runs completely contrary to what the Supreme Court has said. And, this is the problem. We don't have to go to constitutional cases. These kind of conflicting judgments are impacting women and children and, of course, men every day in everyday life. And I think this is the problem that we face on a mundane level as legal practitioners. And I hope that the Superior Court is very busy in very eminent judgments, but I hope that they will also give some guidance on family court judgments, and because these are things that impact people a lot more than just the business of the state. So I hope that we will get some further guidance from the Supreme Court in appropriate cases, because really there is no attention paid to this part of the law, and this is where women and children suffer the most. Thank you very much.